Yes, please welcome every millionaire's best friend, Mr. Robin Leach.
It's very nice to be with you.
Now, Robin, what do you know about money exactly?
Absolutely everything. I know that millionaires have more money than I do in my bank account.
I know what that's like. Well, we're about to find out just exactly how much Robin really does know about money. Of course, here on Matchwits, Danny, the kid, probably will win because all of his answers are in this video. So watch carefully, okay?
9,000 years ago, people used cattle for cash. But it was kind of hard to fit a cow into a wallet. It wasn't until 2000 BC that money was made out of metal. But people liked cows, so they made the coins in the shape of cows. And it wasn't how many cow coins you had, no, it was how much those coins weighed. By 640 BC, people started to count money instead of just weigh it. Paper money didn't come along until much later. In fact, the first folding money was made of deer skin. So maybe that's why they call it a buck. Anyway, people really didn't use much paper money until the early 1700s in the country of France. Finally, it wasn't until the mid-1800s that Americans started putting people's faces onto their paper money. And faces on coins didn't happen until the Lincoln penny was minted just after the turn of the century. And to think, we might not be using money at all if it wasn't for that early cash cow.
All right, paying close attention?
Yep.
Let's find out. Danny, what year did they start making money out of metal?
2000 BC.
That is correctamundo, Danny. Good job. Okay, now, Robin, because you're grown up, your questions are just a little harder. So are you ready?
I think so.
All right. Harry Truman was famous for saying, "The buck stops here." When it comes to country music, where does the Buck Owens stop?
Right on Gold Row in Nashville, where he probably makes something like $50 million a year.
Sorry, according to Branson, Missouri, the new home of country music, Buck Owens stops at the Buck Trent Theater.
I am baffled that this town in the middle of the Ozarks has 14 theaters, and they have 70,000 visitors every week that watch country music. It's extraordinary. And Branson, Missouri is within 10 hours driving of 80% of America. Now, that's a fact.
I love that guy. Okay, here's your second and final question. What was the first folding money made out of?
Deerskin.
That's right, good job! All right. Now, Robin, you're trailing, so we're going to make your second question double or nothing. The most frequently used piece of American currency is the dollar bill. So what is the serial number of the dollar bill in my hand?
100. This is Merlin the Magician. ZDK 11871W.
Sorry, it's E83278066H. Well, it looks like Danny's our big winner today. Congratulations. As a lovely parting gift, Ivy has a beautiful reference book that she's holding up there from the skybox. And as for you, Robin Leach, thank you very much. You're a real good sport today.
I had a lot of fun, but I don't know if I learned anything.
All right, and with that, we conclude this Matchwits on Money.
Across the nation, around the world, we're right on track. Yo, listen to the rhythm of the world rap.
Here are this week's top news stories. In New York, 8 people were arrested while allegedly building bombs they were supposedly planning to place in several busy New York places. The terrorists were also reportedly plotting the assassination of several influential people. Henry Leon Ritzenthaler says that he and President Bill Clinton have the same father, making them half-brothers. Ritzenthaler says all he wants is to learn more about his family's medical history. After the Chicago Bulls won their third straight NBA title, the celebration turned violent. 2 people were killed, over 100 were hurt, and 700 were arrested. Pat Nixon, the wife of former President Richard Nixon, died this week. The former First Lady was a high school teacher before she married her husband in 1940. She supported Nixon during his political career, which officially ended in 1974 when he resigned from the presidency. Pat Nixon was 81 years old. The Space Shuttle Endeavour blasted off from Florida this week. The primary assignment on this mission has the astronauts retrieving a 4.5-ton European satellite. Finally, what's 247 pounds and flies? It's football player Lawrence Taylor. While LT tried flapping to stay sky high, he proved that he's a great athlete, but no Larry Bird. And that's a wrap.
Hey, how would you like to go to school one day and they told you, well, we hope you packed a bag because you're stuck in there for 2 whole years? Pretty scary, huh? Well, that's the assignment for a team of scientists. They're not stuck in a school, though. They're actually stuck someplace else.
A lot of teams play inside a dome stadium, and a lot of people spend the day shopping inside a mall. But can you imagine living inside and never being able to go outside for 2 years? That's what 8 men and women in Arizona are doing right now. It's part of an experiment called Biosphere II. And for them, the adventures began when they closed the doors.
The biosphere is that envelope of life. It includes the soils and the atmosphere. It's the sphere of life. And so in Biosphere II, we've tried to replicate that sphere of life.
Researchers hope that Biosphere II will help us learn how air, water, and food all work together to form a natural recycling process. Once we learn that, they say we can take better care of the Earth.
We can start making some real careful measurements on what is happening to the oxygen, what is happening to the CO2, which is information directly applicable to the outside. Biosphere 2 was designed to give those answers.
Biosphere 2 is a sealed environment where nothing from the outside, not even air, is allowed inside. Though biospherians, as they call themselves, live without help from anybody.
We've been able to recycle all our own water, grow enough food for the 8 of us, and to maintain an atmosphere which is breathable.
Biosphere 2 is made up of 7 different areas, kind of like Disneyland, but without the rides. And while there is no frontier land, all of Biosphere 2 is a frontier in a sense. There's a miniature ocean, a desert, a marsh, and even a rainforest. But even with all that variety, is there something the biospherians miss?
I miss a marvelous meal.
Hi, I'm Jim Palmer for the Money Store. It seems like everyone in America is refinancing their first mortgage. Banks are so backed up, it can take up to 3 months to get a loan. And if you've ever been slow on a payment, well, that makes it even tougher. But not at the Money Store. You can apply to refinance your first mortgage over the phone with no application fee. And most loans actually close within 2 weeks. So for service you won't get at your bank, call the Money Store at 1-800-LOAN-YES. That's 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Been spelling every word for 2 weeks straight.
The word is zucchini.
Whoever thought it was something you hate?
Z-U-C-H.
That's incorrect. Looks like we have a winner.
Know what we need.
But at Chuck E. Cheese's you can win your way, playing rides and games all day. You can zap, score, hit the floor. Chuck E. Cheese's.
Looks like we both won big today.
Where a kid can be a kid.
Hollywood hair, Barbie. Make some rage, make a twist. Streak it pink just like this. Swing 'em up, spray 'em wild. So much fun, so many styles.
Cool.
Hollywood hair, Barbie. It's Stacy. Her hair is blonde, her hat is hot. And when there's a party, she loves to hip hop.
Sparkly jacket.
She's kicking the ball, making the play. Party and play, Stacy, you're fun all day.
Dolls sold separately.
Boat smart. Buckle up. Wear a life jacket.
Now, back to our show.
All right. How would you feel if you didn't have a friend? Well, you'd probably feel pretty lonely, wouldn't you? Next up, a story about an organization that is dedicated to the proposition that some people who really need buddies should have them.
All right, Adam.
Adam Fall was born mentally challenged. What that means is that some things that we think are easy take Adam a little longer. He's got a family and friends for support, and he's also got one best buddy, Kelly Mohair.
Next stop, Redskins, right?
Kelly is a volunteer for a growing worldwide program called Best Buddies. It brings mentally challenged people like Adam together with college students like Kelly.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
President Kennedy's nephew, Anthony Shriver, took his uncle's advice to do something for the country because Best Buddies was Anthony's idea.
We try to establish friendships for people who are a little different, need a little bit of an extra hand, a little bit more help.
You gonna kick? Don't kick me.
There are several thousand kids like Adam in the program, and each one is assigned a Best Buddy.
I think it's a great program. It encourages young people to really get out there and be a part of the community and not be isolated and really see the world for what it is.
All the people involved would tell you that the one-to-one activities and group events enhance the social and recreational lives of everybody involved.
It allows people who are mentally challenged to really reach out and, I guess, stretch to their fullest potential.
Once a year, to help keep Best Buddies in business, they hold a Best Buddies Ball. It was a new height for Height star James Walters.
Just to see the happiness of their faces, you know, that we were all there supporting them, and we really got a kick out of it.
Ready? See if you can catch this with one hand.
What it all boils down to is this. These special kids have special needs, and thanks to this special program, each one has a special pal. After all, the only way to have a friend is to be a friend.
Just to hear him say that I'm fun and he likes being with me and spending time with me, it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. It's like I have a best friend. Oops, careful there.
While I'm reading this, the Not Just News team is in the mailroom waiting to hear from you. If you'd like to write, we're at 5151 Wisconsin, Washington, D.C. 20016.
Now let's travel back in time for an actual news report from 40 years ago.
And now let's see what's going on around our big, round world. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the great Gilly Gilly, sleight of hand expert, master of manual dexterity, a premier prestidigitator, in other words, a magician. What he does with an egg is extraordinary. Can you tell how Gilly Gilly does it? Is his hand quicker than your eye? Just watch his fingers. No camera tricks, just tricky fingers. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Gilly Gilly doesn't seem to know the answer either. Gilly Gilly calls this trick the chick trick. We say it's a slick chick trick. Well, that's the end of our news adventure.